Manchester United have just drew 1-1 away from home to Ipswich in Ruben Amorim's first game as Manchester United manager. Manchester United dropped points away from home to Ipswich, who've got an absolutely terrible home record. It's look, Amorim's got a big job to do. That's the first big thing to. Ruben Amorim's got a big job to do with a lot of these Manchester United players because a lot of them simply are just not good enough whatsoever. You got so many lazy players and just players who just don't fit the system. We got some players who play the hearts out every game, but some others who just can't be arsed and cost the team. And it's something that some people just don't realise. The players the main issue at this club right now. It was the Glazers, but now it's the players. And I really hope that Amorim's the man to change this around, but he's got a big job on his hands. I think Amorim overall, he's got a good philosophy to bring to Manchester United. He's got a good shape. He's got a good style of play. And I think he's a good guy to, have a good relationship with the players. But at the end of the day, there's players who have to go because some players just are unmanageable. Some of these Manchester United players that we got right now, they're simply unmanageable. If once Amorim gets his right players into the club, and once he, knows the players that he wants to keep and players that play well for him and gets rid of the players who are deadwood and are unmanageable, then Amorim will be onto something. I believe he can be the man. But it's the players who are just absolute letdowns, if I'm being completely honest with you. Look, I'm going to go through players right now who can't really be asked and our top players who do have a big future at the club. Players who can be bothered to play and want to play for the Manchester United badge. Other players don't. You've got people like Marcus Rashford right now. Obviously, he's a Manchester United boy, but he just seems like one of those unmanageable players right now, in my opinion, Marcus Rashford. I just don't think he's going to work in the system. I really don't. I just don't think it's the right system for him whatsoever, if I'm being real. I think you've got players like Christian Eriksen who are just getting old now. And, I just don't think he's fit enough to really begin this system. Same as Casemiro, really, if I'm being completely honest. And, it's just not good to see overall. I mean, players who should go, obviously, there are players who Amorim dropped today who have got to go. Players like Anthony, who seem like unmanageable, he's got to go. Get him out the club, and Amorim can bring in his own replacements. Get players like, I don't know, Mason Mount out at this point, in my opinion. It seems like he's got a bad attitude. Rashford's a Manchester United boy, but at times, his attitude on the pitch just isn't great, and he just, as I said, seems unmanageable. I think players who really can work for us in this Ruben Amorim system, I think Bruno Fernandes, Manuel Ugarte, Diallo. I think, they're three big, and Mazraoui, I think, they're four big players who I think will really work well with Ruben Amorim. Rasmus Højlund, we're going to have to wait and see. Xerxes, there's already, stuff going around that we might be selling him and that he might not be 100% happy at the club. I don't know, but, Dead would have to go, and Ruben Amorim needs to bring in the right players for this to work, because right now, I just feel like at times, like, loads of these players just don't play well together whatsoever. It's like, this Manchester United team is just a bunch of individuals, if I'm being completely honest. And it's a real sad change to see. And it's not good enough. We are Manchester United, the players aren't united at the end of the day. And that's the extremely disappointing and frustrating thing to see every single time we play. We're just a bunch of individuals, and Amorim's got a big job to do to make sure that these lot work together as a team. Kobe Mainoo as well. I'm really excited to fully have him back, fully fit in this Manchester United team, because I believe Mainoo and Ugarte, they're young, fresh guys who play for the badge. Kobe Mainoo plays for the badge every single game. Ugarte puts it all in every single game. I just feel like today with Casemiro and Eriksen, it was so sloppy in that midfield, and I just feel like they're just not quick enough to play for us, and they're too sloppy to play for us. They gave the ball away way too much. Obviously today we like playing quite a few short passes, but it was like players like Casemiro and Eriksen who were just letting us down with those short passes when we wanted to try and play them. Marcus Rashford was one of the culprits as well when we were playing those quick short passes at times. Marcus Rashford would just give the ball away in a stupid bloody position. I just feel like, Johnny Evans as well. Again, I just don't think he can fully handle what Amorim wants to do at the club. I just feel like he's too old. I like Johnny Evans. I really like Johnny Evans. He's won the Premier League with us under Sir Alex before. He's like the only title winner in this Manchester United team right now. Johnny Evans is a class act all round and does always put his all in. But at the end of the day, I just don't think he's fully suited for this Manchester United team under Ruben Amorim. I just don't see it working with Johnny Evans, unfortunately. Diogo Dalot is an interesting one as well, in my opinion. Like, I feel like I'm not 100% sure with Dalot right now. I'm not 100% sure with him. Is it going to fully work with Dalot? Luke Shaw, he's always injured too much. And that, there are just the odd signs as well that I just feel like his attitude isn't amazing at the end of the day. So Luke Shaw, I have lots of questions around. I think, obviously, players like Bruno, I think he's a creative player who's really needed in this Ruben Amorim system and can lead the team well, in my opinion. Bruno's a very important player for us. I think Garnacho on his day is very important. He just needs to stay consistent and, pick the right passes, because at times I feel like he overruns and like he did today at times. He didn't release the ball soon enough. He left it too long, Garnacho did at times. But when Garnacho is right, I think he's a class player. Diallo, every single time we see him play, he's a really important player to this Manchester United team. Amad Diallo is. He's one of our best players. He's very energetic all the time on the ball, and he can create good chances as well. Like we saw it for the Rashford goal. The run from Diallo to fully set it up was class. Again, Mazraoui, a strong player, gives his all for the badge every time. And, he knows he's playing for Manchester United. Mazraoui's a player who knows the meaning, what it's like to play for Manchester United. And again, he's a good creative player and he's very solid at the back as well. Times his moments well. Mazraoui's very important to this team. And again, Onana kept us in it today. His shot stopping is getting better every single game. I just want, under Amorim, I would rather see Onana play out from the back, play a long ball up. Because under Ten Hag, what he did was completely just ruin it all. We brought Onana in because we didn't want to play short passes out from the back. We want to put that long ball up and try and start a big attack. And Onana can do that. We've seen him do it before. He's done it at past clubs. Let's see him do it more at Manchester United. Again, the lit class, as always, of course. It's just, we just got so many players who just don't work well enough. I just feel like, as I said, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw. I just feel like there's questions around many of these players. And I just feel like there's a lot of them who just don't work well as a team. That's the problem. We don't work well as a team. We're individuals. And I feel like for Amorim, it's going to take time to fully get his style of play going, because these players, I just feel like, take time to adjust, and there's just some who just aren't fit for it, in my opinion. Simple as that. It's going to be interesting to see what Amorim does. We got Bodo Glimt at home on Thursday. Look, let's get a win there. We got Bodo Glimt at Old Trafford. Let's get a win there and let's try and build some momentum. We haven't lost in a while. And we're conceding less, but we just can't score. We're just not. We got good creative players, but we're just not doing enough with it. We had 73% possession today, and it just didn't feel like it because we just didn't do enough on the ball. Manchester United today, we just didn't do enough on the ball. We didn't feel like we had the possession that we actually had, because we just didn't do enough. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching this video. Speak to you on a bit.